Pickle, let's go to the hotline. And there's been a variety of coaching changes across the state of Texas in the Texas high school football ranks. One of the most high-profile ones happening in Hewitt outside of Waco, where the new head coach of the Panthers is Coach Joe Gillespie, who joins us now. Coach, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We certainly appreciate your time. You are you're coming off of a stint there in the college ranks, moving back to the high school football ranks to take over there at Midway. And I guess one question I have is why was this what is appealing to you about coming back to kind of your roots there in the high school football ranks?
Well, great question. I think I've got 100 reasons as to why, and had a great time at the college ranks, and being at the University of Tulsa and TCU, and being with some great people, and got to be a part of some great teams, and get to do a lot of things. But I spent the first 21 years of my professional life coaching Texas high school football, and I loved every second of it. Always had a feeling, deep down in my heart that this would probably be something that I would go back to, and hope to finish up my professional career getting to do what I love so much. And then when the Midway job came open, I've always viewed Midway along with some elite others as flagship programs, and over the years, the last few times that Midway had come open, I was still at the college ranks, and I can remember sitting there thinking to myself, gosh, if I was going back to high school, or if I had that itch to do that, or if I was still in high school, I'd try my darndest to get that job. And don't know if I could, but I'd try like heck for it. And so I think just circumstances presented itself, and opportunity came, and man, my wife and I, our family, we can't be more excited, and to get to be a part of the Midway Panther family.
You mentioned, the high regard that you hold this Midway program, and you really cut your teeth. Most people probably know you from your time at Stephenville, where you led them to the 2012 state championship and went 72-23 in those 7 seasons there with the Yellow Jackets. Is it that's a flagship program as well in Texas high school
Yes, sir.
football? Would it be fair to say then that while you are interested in getting back into high school football, the right job had to come along, and Midway was that right job?
Absolutely. There's a whole lot of fairness in that, because, I'm kind of at the point in my professional career where I didn't want to just take anything. I wasn't hunting, the next head job or anything like that. I was going to be a little bit picky. Don't know that I could get it, but, I was going to be a little bit picky on what I was going to go after. And like I said, when this job came open and stuff, it was certainly one of those programs that I wanted to be a part of. I've always thought of it that way. Stephenville and Midway were in the same district with each other for just a brief stint. I believe it was back in 10 and 11. And, there were some great ball games. They had some great teams. You could tell that, the same type program as what I was used to. And, same type kids, just a lot more of them.
Talking with Joe Gillespie, the head coach of the Midway Panthers here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation in hashtag TF Today. Coach, you got hired back in kind of late January. You've had a couple of months there kind of getting to know the program, getting on campus. I'm curious, when you first talked with your players and introduced yourself to them, what was your message to your team?
Well, I think, our biggest message was that we're going to have fun. We're going to play physical. We're going to have a lot of faith in what we do and trust in each other. And, I gave them the view of what I thought about Midway from an outsider looking in. And because I want them to understand, the people across the state of Texas, not just myself, but across the state of Texas, how they view Midway. And, I understand that there's, been every team goes through some trials and some seasons, from time to time that may not be as good as you want it to be and stuff like that, but it was still viewed as one of the top tier programs throughout the state. And so I think it was important for them to understand where they're at and what they're doing, and the legacy that they have to carry, and that torch, so to speak. And, and that I was extremely excited just to get to be a part of this family. And so, but the one thing that I told them, we're going to start walking around with a swagger about ourselves, and we're going to be leaders in our hallway and in the classrooms and throughout the community. And so, because that's what champions do. And in my opinion, this is a championship type program.
I wanted to ask you about what has you excited about this roster that you're taking over.
Well, I think there's a lot of things. There's some key parts in there that got a lot of experience last year, and they had some success. And Coach Martinez did a phenomenal job, and the rest of the staff of taking them through the district and becoming co-district champs. I think they got a taste. Mm-hmm. I don't know that I can put my finger on any one position or one person. I think there's some units in there, especially from an O-line, D-line standpoint, that I'm extremely excited about, and because that's where it always starts. And so, but they got a taste of that success, and once young men start tasting that, they want more of it. And so they did a wonderful job of doing that. And our job is pick up where they left off, and let's carry it on a little bit further.
I want to ask you about, your previous job. You were there at TCU, a finalist for the Broyles Award as the nation's top assistant in being the defensive coordinator, leading them to the national championship game. Now that a couple of years have passed since then, I'm curious, when you take a look back on that 2022 team, and especially that defense that you were at the controls of, what was it about that team and maybe even that unit that really made them so special?
That's a wonderful question. I mean, that's probably that. And, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of a few state championship teams and stuff. There's always just something so unique about them. And with that particular team, it was a little bit crazy because we played Michigan at the Fiesta Bowl. And I can remember being in a team meeting and Coach asked everybody that's ever played in a bowl game to stand up, please. And there was 4 guys on the entire team that had ever played in a bowl game, and here we are playing in the college football playoffs and about to play Michigan. And so that just kind of exemplifies the type of togetherness and brotherhood and belief in what we were doing, belief in each other, belief in the program that was taking place. And so it was all about culture. And, that's the same thing that we're trying to build here, build a similar type culture, but you got to create your own identity. And, every year is going to be different. Every team's going to be different, regardless of what you have coming back or don't have coming back. Every team's going to have to create its own identity. And so, that's certainly what we're trying to do here. But, those guys at TCU in 22, when we came in there, they were ready to start winning, and they were hungry, and they were willing to do whatever, whenever, and however. And obviously, it led to getting to play for a national championship.
And finally, Coach, obviously we've been tracking what you've been doing on Saturdays for the past couple of years. Another guy that we've been tracking what he's been doing on Fridays, been wearing black and orange for the Aledo Bearcats, wearing numeral 0 in Jake Gillespie. Now, Jake is off to play at Stephen F. Austin. I'm curious how excited you are to you're getting out of the college football game, but you're going to be right back in the college football game as dad. How exciting is that for you and your family?
Oh, it is. It's huge, and love the kid. The kid loves the game of football, and he's poured his heart and soul into it. And he's had some older siblings to look up to and stuff like that. So he's had to fight for the food his whole life, and so he's got a little bit of junk in his neck. But he's extremely excited. He's extremely excited to turn the page and go to the next chapter and go into SFA and my only thing is I wish I could have gotten to coach him once, but hey, the good Lord's always got a better plan.
He's Joe Gillespie. He's the head coach of the Hewitt Midway Panthers. Coach, we sure appreciate your time. Congratulations on the new gig, and best of luck down the road.
Hey, thank you, guys. I really enjoyed it. Appreciate the opportunity, and go Panthers.
Absolutely. There he goes, Joe Gillespie, head coach, Midway Panthers. Join us here, Texas Football Today.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.